Hello. I'm back with another video. That feels really good. It was so much fun to make the last video. This is going to be completely different. This is a tutorial because when making the last video I actually had a problem where I was recording my iPad to show you my process when drawing, and the iPad, maybe it's because I have an old iPad, I don't know, but the iPad record feature is super buggy. I got a frozen screen and it wasn't really showing what I was doing, and it was so frustrating when I went back to edit everything. I didn't have the footage, so I had to record everything again. Luckily, there are other ways to do this, and one of them is to screen share your iPad and then record what you're screen sharing on, for example, a computer. But I don't have a Mac, so I can't use AirPlay. And I was looking around, and there is actually quite a few alternatives to this. You don't have to buy a Mac. There are lots of software for PC computers, but almost all of them, to my knowledge, cost money. You have to pay a subscription fee, or you have to lower your resolution of the screen sharing, or you have to have a weird watermark, which of course you wouldn't want that, so then you will have to pay for the software. And I'm not against people getting paid for their work, of course. They're trying to sell the software to you, but there is a free alternative. So if you have the patience at the time, you can actually do this without having to buy something, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's called UxPlay. It's a little frustrating to set up because this is an open source project, and so that means that the code is available for anyone who wants it, with of course some licensing, but we're not going to sell the software. We're going to use it for ourselves, and so this code is maintained by people who are interested in the project or enthusiastic about it, and then anyone can download the code and build the program. And already you can hear this sounds technologically advanced, and especially if you are used to just using an iPad, this can be a little daunting. and so I thought it will probably be a good idea to just go through every step of the installation process to show you how to set this up. So bring some patience and maybe something nice to drink, like an energy drink or something, or a cola, and turn on your PC, and I will show you how to set this up. Let's do it together. Okay, see you. I desperately need a haircut. We're gonna navigate to this website, which I hope I have managed to link in my YouTube description. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to, since it's a very small channel. Basically, Github is a website where people can share code to different programs, and then many people can contribute to those programs to make them better and free for everyone. And so that's why this user has probably decided to make this project available here. So the repo is called UxPlay. I will have it linked. And all of this code in here, there are a bunch of files in here which make up the program that I'm going to help you install. And for Linux environments, you can just install this software and it will just run. But for Windows, we have to use this code and build it into the application ourselves, which is a little tricky, and that's what I'm here to help you with. So if we scroll down, we can actually search with Control F and search for Windows. Let's go down a few till the Windows headline. Here it is. The first step is actually to download this SDK, which is a software development kit. So that's something that's used for this to be able to build. So I'm going to click on this link, and let's click on download, and let's click here. I think it's always a gamble. You will see in this video if it fails or not. We'll see. So yeah, here we have the setup. I will run that. Next, accept, next, install. If you want to change the directory, you can. That's the first part. Let's click yes again, and finish. So now we have part of what we need. The next thing is to install something something called msys2, which is basically, because this program was written for Linux, there is something called msys, which is like an kind of it's mimicking a lot of things that exist in Linux, so that some Linux programs can work on Windows, and this program is one of them. But to use it, we need this msys thing for it to work. So I'm going to click on here, and let's install it like this. So I will click on the msys2 installation file, and I will wait for that. It says that it's finished. Let's see if it's in my downloads. Here it is. I'll close this. Next. Next. I'm just doing everything default. If you have like not so much space on your system, maybe you will need more things for this. Like maybe you need to move the directory in which things are installed, but for me, I'm just going to go with the default. Let's give that some time. And while that's working, we can go back here, because I don't think we need to change anything here. No. So I'm going to go back to the previous page. Yeah. So let's give that some time. I will cut the video. That went pretty quickly, actually, and maybe I didn't even have to pause. And you can see now that it has finished loading. This is what it looks like. I'm going to click on finish, and it will open this window for me. Let's see if I can make it the text bigger. Like so. Or yeah, it doesn't matter. It can be windowed. So what we're going to do is that we're going to type in a command. It's pacman, which actually stands for package manager. And then we're going to do SYU, and the S is capital. You can also copy it here from the GitHub page. And then we're going to press enter. And it's going to basically update our environment so that everything is up to date. And it's going to ask if we want to proceed with the installation. Then you press Y on your keyboard and enter to say yes. And we're going to give that some time to load, and it will ask again. And it closed. And I guess that's what it should do. So let's open msys again. I'm pretty sure we should use the one that is 64-bit. So let's do that. And I will make it the window bigger again. The next thing that we need to do is to install mingw and GCC, and that's basically because this program was written in a specific programming language, and for that programming language to be able to be compiled and become like an executable or like a program that you can run on your computer, it needs specific tools to make the code into the program, and that's called a compiler. It doesn't really matter. What you need to do is copy this command and paste it in, and it will do a similar procedure where it's asking like, is it okay to install? You press yes with Y, and this might take a long time if you have a slow internet connection, or it might go really quickly. So we're gonna let that load for a bit, and let's see actually if we can do that. No. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna need to do is that we're gonna do pacman and -s and then git, I think. And it's gonna install GitHub. What is this? Yeah, I guess we need all of this. I'm not sure. So we're gonna press yes. And Git is basically the software that lets us download from GitHub, which is a place where yeah, you upload Git projects. And then we're going to copy this command, which is git clone. We'll right click and copy that, and go back in here, and I'm going to paste, and let's do that. Boom. That went pretty quickly. And then we're gonna copy this command, which is under here. I think I'm not sure it will work. Maybe we'll need to restart the computer. And I can see here that there is some space in before Pac-Man, so that's not going to work. Let's remove that. Yeah, okay. Yes. And it's going to install those 33 things. And it's going pretty quickly. So now that we have everything installed, when we need to reopen the program, and we need to use this specific version which says msys2 ucrt64. And let's open that, and I will zoom it in for you a bit, like so. And to check if everything has been installed correctly, we can check by writing ninja --version. It is installed. We can write cmake --version. That's also installed. And then we can write gcc --version. And you can see all of them respond. So I will then write clear. Doesn't matter, it just cleans the screen for you. And let's finally install the software. These are like the last two steps, so you're almost there. The first thing we need to do is that if you downloaded everything just the way I showed, you should be able to write ls, and you will see UxPlay. There might be a lot of other things, but among others, there will be UxPlay. And let's see here. So what we then do is we type cd UxPlay to change directory to UxPlay. And then in here, we need to mkdir make directory, and it's called build. And then we change directory to build with cd build, enter. And you can see here that we can see the path. Then, because we have cmake installed, we can run cmake space ... and then press enter. This is gonna like prepare the files in the UX build thing that we downloaded for building. So it will do its thing if you have installed everything correctly. It's a little nerve-wracking, right? But it's not dangerous. And then the last thing that we do is that we write ninja. And ninja is basically the thing that will look at all of the files that were created with cmake, and it's gonna compile the program for us. So let's press enter, and it's gonna go through the files and build them for us. And in my case, I had no errors. Okay, so we actually did have to install a few more things. That should be fine. So we will copy this, and we will paste, but we will not run immediately. So you can see after this last dash, we will add lib libav. Like you can copy paste these also. I will press enter. Install that. Yes. And then we press the forward arrow key, or like up arrow, and we go back a few steps, remove the lib, and we write plugins-good. And we basically do this again for plugins bad. So we will ask, and we will say yes. Wait for a second. Doesn't this make you feel like a hacker in a bit? Or in a way? I feel like a hacker every time I use the terminal. And then one last time, we remove good, and we write bad. And we'll ask again. You will only have to do this once, so you might as well take the time, right? Okay. Now, if we write ls, you can see these are the files here. And we can try by writing UxPlay and .exe and then enter. Oh wait, /UxPlay. That means like in this directory call UxPlay. And you can see that it's running the AirPlay thing. So I will get my iPad, which I have handily close to me. And I'm gonna go up here and click on the mirroring thing, and you can see that it says UxPlay desktop. So I'm gonna press on that, and it's gonna ask on my computer about the firewall, because we're using our network to talk in between devices. So that's something that you have to allow access. So I allow. Let's give it a second. My iPad is thinking. And voila, it's working. So now I have a window which I can record. For example, in OBS, I can make a source here, and I can use a, let's see where it is. Is it application? No, here, window capture. And I will call it iPad. Okay. And then you select the UxPlay renderer. UX build. No, it should be the renderer. And then capture method Windows 10. And you click OK. And you can see now that I can record my iPad in OBS. I'm going to hide that. Now, that's how you get it working like the first time. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. But you're not gonna be building this software every time you need to stream or record your iPad. So how do you do it? Well, to close it now, you can click Control and C as in copy, but it closes the application. So that's proof that the application works, but to be realistic, you're not going to open this window and like navigate to the folder where it's built and then like run it from there. Most likely you would like to have something on your desktop that you can use, that you can double click to just start the AirPlay server. And I'm going to show you a way to kind of do that, or to do that, but maybe it's going to look a little janky. It's going to look like this. You double click something, it opens this window for you, and then you can start using it. And when you're done, you can click Control C and then enter, and it will stop. Okay, sounds good. So the first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to right click on your desktop, click New, and make a text document. I named it UxPlay, you can name it whatever. And then you're going to paste this thing. What it does is that it opens the application that we installed, the MSys UCRT64, and then as like an argument to, or like the command to run for that program, it sends in the location of the exe that we built together. But on your computer, this will be different. We're going to find out these paths together. I'm going to show you how to do that. So for me, I open the Windows button, I right click on this UCRT thing, and I click on More, and it says Open File Location. You do that, and it's going to show you where this shortcut is. But if you right click that, you can also see Open File Location. If you're on Windows 11, you will need to hold Shift while you right click to get this old menu. And anyways, we follow File Location, and you can see here is the application. Then you copy this path up here, and you add the ucrt64.exe to the end. That's the first one. Then we're going to find this uxplay.exe thing, and in case you don't have it open still, you can open a new window of the 64 thing that we worked in together. I'm going to close the old one, and here if you type ls, you can see it's the same. So we change directory to UxPlay, and then we change directory to build. And in here, if we type ls, you can see that we have the uxplay.exe. So in this folder, if you type explorer and then a space and then a dot, it will open this folder in the Windows Explorer. And then we can do the same thing. We copy this path up here, and I'm going to show you on a new line up here. We'll make this bigger for you. That it looks a bit different than what I have written here. So for the first thing that you're going to need to change is that we're going to swap all of these backslashes with regular slashes, which you can get by holding Shift and pressing 7, like so. Sorry that this is tedious. And then we will change the C to a /C/, and then we write the UX, after the build we write UxPlay. I guess I wrote it the wrong way, but it doesn't matter. You can do UxPlay.exe, and then this should be within quotes. Got that? You can pause the video and have a look. And then we paste that up here next to it. So there should be a space in between here, as you can see. This pause thing is optional. It just means that when you close the AirPlay, or if you get like an error or something, the window will stay open. But you can, this one is optional. Then, once you have that, you click on, or once you have this long text done, you click on File, Save As, and then here you can see that it says Text Documents. If you change that to All Files, you can see it has the file name, and I will name it Example, for example. And then you need to include .bat, which makes it like a script kind of. So when you double click on this, it will run the script that we wrote here, this thing, because it's a batch file, or a bat. And you click save. You can see now on my desktop I have this example, and if I double click this, it will start the AirPlay server for me. Yeah, I hope that made sense. And then you can press Ctrl C. You can see it paused here, so you can see press any key to continue. You press return, and it closes. That's how you make this work. I hope you have fun using this and that it was informative, even though it's like all over the place. If you have any questions, which I'm sure you will, please let me know, and I will do my best to answer them. I'm not really an expert on this. It's just, yeah, I find it very useful, so I wanted to share it. And live, laugh, love. Have a nice day. And I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.